Fucking hell. All right, babe. Some people, eh? It's 8:30 a.m., April 2004. And I, David, aged 13 and a half, I'm in a small town in the north of England. Now you see, I'm making my way to school on the same route that I always did. I'm about 30 miles away from the nearest city, 15 minutes away from my mum's house, and about 3 minutes away from a story in my tale that changes my life forever. Now you see, small northern towns like this, I mean they're all the same, aren't they? The sort of place that used to mean something. And once upon a time, this town, it really meant something. The sort of place where people went to work, grafting in the factories, the mills, the mines, doing proper jobs for proper pay. Hard-working people. The sort of place where you'd go to work, you'd do your shift, and you'd leave, have a pint, and fall asleep knowing you'd fed your family. But you fast forward a few decades, you sprinkle in just a little bit of government-mandated austerity, and well, what have you got? Worn out, weathered towns crumbling apart on the verge of ruin, where for some reason nobody wants things to change. This place is an happiness vacuum. Towns like it, they're all the same. You see, half the folk around here are all tired, bitter, knackered skinned, but far too proud to admit their old town's falling apart. Half the kids around here, they'll be up a spout by the time they're 16, and not out of love, or out just because, well, there's not really much else to do. It's either that or listen to that hoppy hardcore shite down the park, drinking alcohol pops. The town centre, well, I mean, that just stinks of stale piss and links Africa. You can't get a bus past 6 p.m. and even the pigeons are like they've given up. Cheers, mate. So, one thing you don't want to do around here is do not get folks started on how United's got one too many black lads on the pitch these days, or how the foreigners are taking up English jobs. No, round here, no one can decide if they're a victor or the second coming of... and all that resentment. Well, I mean, it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? Right, Q, I'll just hit the main road, not too far from the school. Let's see, we've got a Buc-ee's, a pasty shop, another Buc-ee's, another pasty shop, and out the corner of my eye, I feel a vehicle start to slow down next to me. Now, that's a bit weird, I think, to myself, because, well, Mum's been telling us that there's weirdos kidnapping kids left, right and centre these days. But I weren't a little blonde white girl in a Portuguese holiday boat. So I did think I should be okay. Well, no such luck. I hear the brakes squeak. I hear a window start to roll down, and out of that filthy van window I hear, "Oi, fuck off back to where you came from." 13 years old. My heart starts going 10 to a dozen, fingernails digging into me palms, and how's he even know I'm not from here? I mean, I'd love to go back home and... Oh, that's not what he means. Come on, I hate it here. Why have we even come here? Actually, sorry. In order to make sense of the rest of this story, we're going to need to go back a little bit. Before my life in a small northern town, I grew up here, in the city. A proper inner city kid. You see, the city was filled with life, culture, colour, different faces, and... Well, actually, a little bit about me before we get into all that. See, my name's David. Like I say, 13 and a half at the start, but at this point, I'm younger. So, growing up, my mum was white English, and my dad was Jamaican. So we always had this culture clash confusion situation going on. But one thing I was never confused about is I had an interesting backstory. See, the reason I knew that is because of my granddad. You see, my granddad used to tell me his tale all the time about how he'd come from Jamaica to England in 1950 something or another on this big massive ship called like the Wind Dust or something like that. David, my boy. David Daffy can do Wind Rush. And me tell you, it was 1953 when we first came to these shores. And me came with nothing but the clothes upon my back and a dream. Let me tell you, my boy, when we first fought that cold English weather. Okay, granddad's 1953, Windrush, won't forget again. My family was big, loud, and loving. 5 5 aunties, 3 uncles, quite frankly, more cousins than I could ever keep track of. When I look back at them days, it's just this blur of family get-togethers, footy, down on the green, where every game felt like the World Cup final, Pokemon cards, where every trade felt like this carefully orchestrated deal, and sitting in my nana's kitchen, waiting for that Sunday stewed jerk chicken to cook up a storm, and my entire world, no, my entire universe, and it just revolved around this place. Me nana and me granddad's house. It's where I would go after school and wait for me mum to come pick us up. And it's where on the really good days, after everyone else had gone to bed, I would sit right here, next to granddad, staying up late watching cartoons. Hey, look on this Thomas and Jerry. Please have you look my boy. Jerry too smart for Thomas. He's a little gangster, my man. Look at him. Go on, my boy. Go on. Pick me. Look on this. This is good, you know. See, the thing is though, Grandad could never just let us sit and watch cartoons. Somehow there always had to be a life lesson in there for me. Pick me. I see it. Look upon this Thomas and Jerry. Now, my boy, you see how my man in always say one step on Thomas. He always be ready for the work. That teach me for say. My boy, life got throw all kind of challenge and misery as a boy like you know. But if you stay smart, that's okay, get your seat, boy. Come on, take a seat. You're not interrupting nothing, my man. But if you stay smart, you stay one eye open. Life now give you no troubles. You be a me, my boy. So you see that listen and pick me. Always have a plan. Now let your fear on your back. Pick me! You're just like your father, you never listen to me, boy. Pick me. Remember. Now let your fear on your back. Okay? When I learned at my nana and granddad's house getting cartoons ruined, I was at home. My mum, my younger brother, dad. Now you see, my dad had what my grandma used to call a little bit of a temper. Dad was a general handyman, doing odd jobs around the estate, doing whatever he could to try and earn a little bit of money. But whenever he was home in our high-rise council flat, he was like this storm that was out on the horizon. You know, when it's distant, but you can just feel something in the air. Mum would tiptoe around him whenever he got home, trying to make sure everything was just right, just perfect for him. Like walking on eggshells that stops the storm from breaking. Me though, I would just be in my room, listening to the music that I had lifted from my uncle's car stereo. The reggae, the dancehall, the lovers rock rhythms, the Zimmer. It never worked. Dad's voice, it was like this booming echo, it rattled the windows, it shook the walls, he just had this beast-like intensity to his eyes. One day, I get home from playing PlayStation at my cousin's house. Crash Bandicoot, in case you're wondering. And as I open up the door, I see my mum sat on the couch with her legs folded underneath her. She's gently trying to do the best to climb up my younger brother who's bundled up in her arms. And she looks up to me and I see that her face is a mess of fresh welts and bruises. Her eyes are as if to say, look, I'm sorry, son. That's when she turns and I see my dad sat at the kitchen table. And he's fuming. He's furious because I had just... I don't even remember what it was. It could have been anything. I could have dropped one of his CDs, dropped one of his novelty mugs. It doesn't matter. It never mattered. All I knew is in that moment he was about to turn that rage against me. And I wanted to stand up to him, you know. I wanted to fight him. I wanted to protect my mum and I wanted to protect my younger brother. I was just a kid, you know. I was just a kid. So I stayed there, feet rooted to the floor, breath caught me throat, my eyes filled with tears. That's when he gets up off that table and he starts marching towards me and he says, "You stupid, fuck it." it's not time for that story. Just share. No! Another nightmare? What was that even about? Why can't I never remember what they're about? Just another blur. Oh no. No, no, no. I'm a teenager. What am I still doing? Piss in bed? Let me tell you this. The embarrassment of still pissing the bed as a teenager was enough to make you want to noose yourself with the wet, sodden rags you wake up to most mornings. See me, I knew we had to leave. Even at that age, I perfectly understood why. But to me, I now seem to be the only one in my now very little family that was still struggling. Me mum, though, oh bless her, I was dead proud of her. She'd gotten herself a job down at the local bookies. She'd even made herself a mate, someone to come round, drink wine, and watch Pop Idol with. Go on, kids, go to the next one, sure, girls. Come on, come on. It's down. I can make enough carrot cake, forget about that stuff there. Oh, it's terrible. More like reading. I mean, little brother, the shit. Well, he got himself into reception and made more mates than I'd ever had in my life. I just left me, little friggin' David. You see, there weren't that many schools in the area, and the ones that were there, well, they didn't have any places for us. So all I've been learning how to do is how to kick a ball at the same garage for hours on end, winding up my neighbours, and how to watch daytime TV. And let me tell you, Almost Under the Hammer was crap back then. Back home, I had curry goat, salt fish and ackee, lamb patties. Now I had oven chips and turkey bastard Twizzlers. It was finally time for school. On my first day of school, I sprinted up to those gates, eyes wide, full of excitement, big old grin on my face, and my pockets were shoved full of Pokemon cards. I was standing around looking for who could be my new best mate. By the time the first bell rang, I realised I'd not seen anyone that resembled me from back home, which was weird, I thought. Admittedly, I wasn't too worried. You see, they were obviously on the other side of the playground where the cool kids hung out. You know, playing on like a Game Boy someone smuggled in, doing bare keepy-uppies, chatting top the girl down. Oh, cool kid stuff. All I needed to do was wait this out. As long as I could find my mates, this whole move would make sense. But the day started to drag on, and I realised no one had bothered to talk to me. Well, worse yet, I realised all the other kids were looking at us like that. I was a right twat, or just some circus attraction they hadn't seen before. But worse yet, I've not seen anyone that resembled me mates from back home. End of the day comes round, and at this point, I'm a bit worried. So, I decided to go and ask my new teacher. Maybe he knows what's going on. David! Nice to see you. How was your first day? Yes, I was just wondering, where do the other lads hang out round here? The other boys, David? They're everywhere. There's some over here, there's some here, they're everywhere. No, sir, I mean, like, the other lads, like, well, you know. David, you mean the other colours? There's no other colours in this town, David, no. It's like Joburg in the 1980s round here. At least the tiny part of it anyway, you know. No, I'm sure you'll be just fine and make lots of friends. Don't you worry about that. Fucking hell, kid. Welcome to your new home. That brings me to the final day of my first week at that place. Here, new boy. Here, new boy, I'm talking to you. New boy, are you deaf as well as in the head? Kevin. Kevin was the hardest kid in our school. Hardest kid. Hardest family. You know the rest. Here, new boy. What's your name? David? David? Because you look much like David to me. No, look a bit much more like a Jamal. Or a Mohammed, don't you? Don't you? Jack nickname too, boy. Because I got one for you. Gonna call you NPB, new boy. Nigger, packet, bastard. Oh, I fucking hated the school me mum sent me to. I really did. The other kids were all vicious little shits that managed to elevate bullying into a fine art form. Don't get me wrong. The boys were very, very good at it. The girls, though, were fucking artists. David, come here. David, you look like someone dropped pubes on a Twix. David, come here quick. Sarah was asking about you. No, she wasn't she? Yeah. She said, is David still an ugly, big-lipped freak? Thank you. The other boys would shove us into lockers. The girls would make me want to crawl into one and never come out again. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Bugger me, sticks and stones would have been an upgrade. Let's just summarise and say this, all right? Girls are bloody brilliant at bullying, aren't they? Now, I digress. Because by the last class of the last day of my first week, Friday afternoon, things have finally started to look up for me in that small urban town. Yes, David, anything to add? Any comments or questions? Yes, sir. I think the answers. Yes, sir. I think the answers. Nothing, sir. Well, David, if you've nothing to add, please keep your hands to yourself. So, class, as I was saying, the assassination by the Archduke Ferdinand. Of the Archduke Ferdinand was a key pivotal factor in the starting of the Great War. So, if you'd like to take your textbooks, please turn to the page. Hey, mate. Hey, mate, don't worry about Kevin, he's a proper knobhead. Hey, mate, what's your name? I'm Lee. Nice to meet you, mate. Hey, mate, saw on Monday you had some Pokemon cards, do you want to trade? He's got a Charizard. Sick that laugh. Hey, mate, where are you? Where are you from? No, I mean like where you're really from. Never had an Afghan mate before either. Hey, mate! Lee, David, no talking. Back to your textbooks, please. Sorry, sir. I think I had a maybe. God, I used to make times to be reading. I really, really did. Now, see, our little flat, the one mum got from the council, well, it existed as part of the patchwork of brown and yellow, weather-stained high-rises on the edge of town had been completely abandoned by the council. And like I say, the gaffs were tiny. See, in our flat, we had these low swung ceilings that were covered in that bubbling popcorn texture material. You know, the stuff that would crumble if you so much as touched it. But for windows, we had these tiny little slats. They barely let in any light, but what me did they let in the cold and the damp. Oh, the damp fucking loved it there, didn't it? Clung to the walls like it were claiming squatters' frigging rights. No matter how many times our mum scrubbed that stuff down with bleach, it come back regenerating Dr. fucking Who style. Had a stronger tendency of agreement than us, that stuff. Oh, then when winter rolls round on an estate, oh, good God, you can forget about being warm during the winter on a council estate. Just cross it right off your list. Me mum used to say to us, David, the eating costs an arm and a leg, so you can choose between putting on a coat or eating your tea tonight. And I loved me turkey dinosaurs by that point. I really did. So I pretended not to mind sleeping in 3 pairs of socks, 2 jumpers, and the coat I was meant to wear for school the next day. Oh, question for you though, just a little thought experiment. How are kids like that? Kids like me, supposed to be getting on to get the grades they need to get out of dumps like that. Oh, honest to God, please tell me how. Because you try turning up to double maths ready to study when you've not had a wink's sleep because the neighbours have been giving it the old Jeremy Kyle all night. To get to school, you got to sneak past the local smackheads, and by the time you get there, you're starving. And people wonder why kids like me come to school looking arsey. Fuck off and give me free school milk, man. Hey, at least you had that though. Free school dinners. Whoa. Heaven forbid one of them posh twat politicians from down south ever tries to take away school dinners from the children. I mean, that wouldn't happen though, would it? Rashford. I mean, for all that, after a while, in that small northern town, me mum had finally started to make that place feel like home. She had her throws out on all the sofas. She had her signs up in the kitchen. And I know you know the ones. Live, laugh, love. This kitchen's for dancing. My personal favourite. It's wine o'clock. And I will never forget my excitement the day she brought back from the charity shop a CRT telly with a back so big, it looked like it was smuggling a second smaller TV inside it. I mean, it weren't much, but do you know what? It was ours. But with that being said, there is a phrase where I'm from, and that is you can't polish a turd. And no two ways about it. Our flat was a 1970s, build them cheap, build them quick. Turd. But one day, I was in the room doing my best to polish my own particular corner of our turd. And as I reached into the bed, I found this. This damp, dusty box. And as I blew the dust off of it, I was transported straight back to the night where Mum first took me and my younger brother from the city to that small northern town. I'm not allowed to even know more questions, just for a second, look. No, of course they're going to have cartoons on in that small northern town. It's like it's just on an island contact, is it? I know it's hard to understand, love. It's called it's called a women's shelter. Yeah. And we don't get your own room, no. But we'll share. We'll make it fun. Like we had sleepovers with your cousins. Oh, David, I forgot I've got to that for you. What is it? Magic set. I ended up playing that stupid magic set from the entire train ride from the city to that small northern town. No, I was doing my best to try and get to Mel Hoop across this long piece of string, and then when you got it, then the only thing I remember about that night is we get to the platform where that small northern town, and my mum, she turns to us and she says, "See, son, there's always a bit of magic. Sometimes it's just when you least expect it." Lee! Lee, come on, the tits on this one, the massive! Lee, come here, quick! No, you're okay. You're okay, and you're well rubbish in this game. No, you're a complicated you. One sit. Go on, left. And then back to him. Go on, and then cross it to him. Go on. No! Oh, no! Oh, they're playing like girls! They're playing like girls! By the summer of 2005, I was in year 9 and teenage hormones were running wild. I was the proud owner of not one, 2 new chairs. I had a voice that was constantly cracking. And I really despaired girls. But not just any girls though, mind you. See, me and Lee had become obsessed with Lads Mags in 2005. We loved Lads Mags. We would pour our meagre pocket monies together to buy the latest issues. We'd be learning about all the footy players, how laddie they were. We want to be just like them. We'd be learning about all the cars we'd never be able to afford, and we'd be poring over those 4-page spreads and busty blondes with names like Chelsea Lynn and Jamie Marie. At my peak around this time, I was even going into my next door neighbour's newspaper bin to steal his tabloids. You don't want to know what I was doing with them page 3 clippings. I was wanking. My teenage brain was being warped and moulded by the images that the great British media were feeding me. It was turning me into a fucking knobhead. Operation Boobs was in full effect. Thierry Henry. Lee, it's all you're talking about. Like you fancy him or something, you big gay boy. I don't know why you like all the teams anyway. Everyone knows London teams are all crap. Hi, Hayley. Hayley Jade was the coolest girl at our school. Recently moved into town to message to the dad. She's already the queen of the emos. I've been spending every day looking at that long black hair, that sweeping emo Fringe, begging her to talk to me. I wasn't no idiot. I knew there was no chance of that happening. So imagine my surprise when I saw her stalking over to me and... Hi, David. Hi, Hayley. David, you're good in English class, aren't you? Me? Yeah, well, I guess I'm all right. Lee, shut up! Proper Minty, yeah, David. Right, I might need your help with this English homework then. This Shakespeare's like trying to read Chinese to me. Yeah, well, with that, that's no problem. Fuck off, Lee. Right, well, in which case, why don't you take down my MSN address and add me tonight? Yeah, no problem. Right, it's X _ My Chemical Romance Forever. _ Life is pain, life is misery, life is shit. _ at AOL.com. Got it. Cheers, Hayley. Guess I'll see you. I mean, chat to you. I mean, bye, Hayley. Mate, did that just happen? That night, I sprinted home like I'd UKIP and Reform chasing after me. Mom, you are not allowed to use the landline tonight. I need the internet all night. Because, you see, back in them days, we still had dial, right? And you couldn't use the internet and the phone at the same time. Oh, what does that? Don't even think about it. Remember the phone. Sorry. Before I added Hayley onto MSN Messenger that night, I needed to make sure everything was just right, just perfect. I needed to make sure I looked cool. Okay, come on, David. Do it. Just can't listen. Just dead simple. Hey, first things first, I'm gonna need a new profile picture. Okay. Pretty cool, man. Okay, next, gonna need a new status update. Hate it or love it, the underdog is on top. God, that is cool. Oh my gosh, she's on there. She's added me. She's not messaged me yet, what do? Sign out, sign back in again. Nothing. Alright, I'll send her a nudge. Actually, you know what? I should probably explain for the non-millennials in the room. No, back in them halcyon days, MSN Messenger wasn't just some sort of online chatting with your mates. No, sir. MSN Messenger came along and changed the game for us kids. Because up until this point, if I wanted to go and hang out with a mate, I'd need to knock on his door to see if he was there. Or worse yet, ring up his mum and ask about if he got through. Bloody embarrassing. MSN Messenger came along and changed everything for us kids. All of a sudden, with just an email address, I could be talking to kids from around the world. Up until that point, I'd been speaking with tin cans on string. So then the next big development of the era was to send a text. I was impressed that I could be pressing 4433 555 555 just to say hello. Heaven forbid I wanted to say how are you. Hard work. Me and Lee would race home from school and immediately start chatting. We'd be downloading songs on dodgy file sharing sites. His mum's computer and mine a virus. We'd be looking at gross shop sites we were way too young to be looking at. And if you get that reference, you're a dirty bastard, right? Let me tell you. We'd be debating who were the fittest girls in school. We'd be debating who were the hardest wrestlers. So it was obviously Triple H.
Hey, David.
Hey, Haley, how are you? Are you okay? Winky face? Oh, not a winky face, I fucked it already.
I'm alright. Are you?
Yeah, just done my own work, dead easy. LOL.
Oh, do you want to send me your homework?
Yeah, no props. Right, I couldn't just be talking to her about homework all night. I had to do something else. What can I talk to her about? Music. This girl loves emo music. That's it. What music are you listening to? ATM.
Check this out.
My heart beats no more! No! God, I love that. That was so emotional. I'm going to listen to this loads. This went on for the next few weeks. I would race home from school to start chatting to Hayley. After a while, it felt like it were working. As it turns out, Hayley's parents had made a move from Essex to that small northern town. She hated it, just like me. She was desperate to become an adult and move out, just like me. It felt like we were starting to build our own private world, deep within the confines of our MSN Messenger chat space. So, a couple of weeks later, okay, David, school disco is next week. Just got to ask you, that's it, easy peasy. Are you going to the school disco next week, Hayley?
Don't know. It's probably full of posers.
It's not a no. Do you want to go and laugh at the posers with me?
Yeah, why not?
Don't leave me hanging. It's not a little David no more, it's a big bumper cat, David. I'm not seeing walk by and I started thinking about it and I got nervous. I'd never been to a school disco before. What'd you do at them? I didn't know me shithole from me pisshole when it come to school discos. I've never been so nervous in my entire life. The day of the Year 9 disco finally arrived. Cacking my pants. Honest to God, mate, my arsehole was going on like a rabbit's nose. I felt a little bit ready though, because I had on my tightest skinny jeans, I had on my one non-school shirt, I was wearing enough Lynx Africa to give a horse an Asprozac. I was ready. Do it. All my preparation, because it was time for the Year 9 school disco. I wanna know. Stop! I'd seen her. Haley Jade. I'd seen her in the corner of the sports hall. God, I was just so nervous. And out of breath because I was just dancing like a dickhead. She was wearing these long black leggings with red stripes. She had on a black tutu. Her eyebrows were cut pencil thin, and her emo fringe was perfectly straight across her face. She looked resplendent. As I was walking over to her, I just felt so nervous. I was rehearsing and re-practicing the line. I've been getting ready all week. Hi, Haley, you look nice. Thanks. And then, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Bother all. Haley turns back into the corner and starts chatting to her mates. She completely ignores me. God, I felt like a real fucking idiot. None of them even bothered to say anything to me. Sorry, that's a lie. One of them did turn around and say, "Hey, David, I don't see I've got any Bob Marley for you." Eventually, Lee comes over with a couple cups of Irish cordial and white plastic beakers. "Cheers, mate." "No, I'm just waiting for her, really." "Yeah, no, she won't be long." I had to do something about this. I felt like a real fucking idiot. I decided to go to the boys' toilets. Oh. Okay, David, this is supposed to be your night. She's your mate, just go talk to her. You are cool, and your mum says that you're handsome. After me pep talk to myself, I felt a bit more ready. So I started backing back into the sports hall. And as I did, that's when I saw it. Haley was slow dancing with Paul. Oh my God, it just broke. No, I can still pull this back, I can still do it. She's necking on with him, Mackie Bull. I felt like a real fucking idiot, no, I just wanted to leave. How could I have thought that girl, the coolest girl in school, would have gone for little David? I wanted to go home. It did not matter if I missed the Macarena. I just needed to leave. I hate this place. I hate Haley. And I hate Paul, the stupid handsome emo queen ceiling prick. I miss home. I miss me granddad. By the time I reached year 10, the bullying had become insufferable. Kevin made his personal mission in life to make me miserable. "I like your shoes today. Can I have a closer look?" "No, I mean take off your shoes, David, so I can have a closer look." "Take off your fucking shoes, David, you NPB." Kevin took off with his shoes and he threw them so far over the school fence I never saw him again. You know, in a long line of humiliations at that school, that was the one that stung the deepest. I had to do my best to get home, stepping over shards of broken glass, getting dog shit stuck between my toes. By the time I got home, all I wanted to do was go to my room. But my mum were in the kitchen doing dishes. And that's where she caught me. "David, what's happened to your shoes?" "No, David, look at me, love. What's just happened to your shoes?" "Look at me, love. Tomorrow, I want you to march into that playground with your head held high. I want you to go and find where them teachers are. And when they're not looking, go smack that little shit right in his face. David, we're a family. We're a family that does not take getting knocked about. So tomorrow, I want you to go and give that little shit what for. But if I catch you getting in trouble again after this, there's no computer for a bastard month, all right, man? God. right there and then. Well, I realised that my mum's toughness over the years, since we moved to that small northern town, it hadn't been for now. Mum was fighting her own battles, and she was doing her best to try and toughen up me and my younger brother. And that's when I really got to thinking, no, it's not that I didn't have a dad. I had a mum, a dad, a provider, a protector, a warrior, a lioness, all in one. But most importantly, she's just given me permission to twat Kevin. That night, I went straight into preparation, ready for the big showdown with Kevin. You know what, it's probably more important I get something cool to say when I bang him out anyway. Now then, Kevin, remember me? The lad who's laughing but making a misery? The lad whose shoes you throw over fence? The lad who's been hiding in the fucking toilets just to stay away from you? Well, not anymore. Boom, one punch, down he goes, David's the king of the school. Yeah. That's exactly how it's gonna go down. As you were, our kid. As you were. G-unit. Yeah. Just gotta, do it. The following day, I woke up feeling like I'm Mike Tyson in his fucking prime. I was ready to go. I marched into that playground with my head held high. And I spotted him straight away. Okay, this is it. Just gotta go over and bang him out. All that preparation, all those 3 sit-ups. It's now or never. Hand, ball, fist. And then I got to thinking, you see. Well, I realised, you can't rush these things. No, it's a mental game, you've got to be ready. You've got to stretch out and all that. So, lunchtime comes round. Okay, that's it, I'm completely ready now, all stretched out. And then I got to thinking again, you see, this time I realised, I've been watching all these American shows lately. Well, their fights, they all happen after school. Duh, dude, of course I'd be hitting after school. I wasn't even thinking, you know? Okay, after school comes round. Oh, go on, love, do it. Okay, game time. 3, 2, 1. You know what's funny? That night, I felt like the biggest fairy on the planet. 3 chances, and I fucked them all. I needed to try and figure out what sort of person I was supposed to be. I decided to take the long route home instead of taking the bus. I was walking with my fists buried firmly in my pockets. But when I got as far as the park, I saw something I'd never seen before in that small northern town. This was the small northern town version of a unicorn. I was more likely to get Kevin to give me a foot rub than this. What in the name of the good Lord Craig David do my eyes see before me? Sat on that park bench was 3 black teenagers, 3 black lads. I couldn't believe it. The universe had finally thrown me a bone. We'd band together, we'd form a gang, we'd be cool. I could not mess this chance up. Cautiously, I decided to start walking into the park. I had it. I was going to wait for one of them to make a joke. I'd laugh along, I'd be in. Terrible, it didn't work. It was really awkward. But I had a plan B. I was going to look Zimmer. Ooh, what the keys to my thing. The gal there, I'm trying to hard. Are you alright there, little man? Or you just chillaxing in your spot, yeah? No. Us man are from St. Mary's, blood. Yeah, man. I will come to your shuttle spot, because my man's been chatting to a gal on MSN. You ever chat to a gal before, little man? Yeah. Of course you have, blood. Of course you have, yeah? Oh, the queen of the emos. Hey, the gangster, you know? Hey, my man. Hey. My family on there is gonna be fingering this girl tonight. You ever fingered a girl before, little man? Yeah. Big fan. Hey, little man. What the fuck do you want? Oh, to hang out? To hang out with you and your shit shoes on trainers, your shit white boy accent, your white boy haircut. Hey, the fuck does this boy think he's playing? Do you know what you do to a man like you? I will fucking. You better go back inside your house and go play on your Game Boy, you little fucking geek. Go now, pussy! Very well. Final confirmation from the universe. I didn't fit in anywhere. Didn't fit in a school. Didn't fit on the estate. I'm sure shit didn't fit in that lads did. I was sick of feeling like an outsider in every room that I went into. I was sick of every time I opened up a door, the universe was slamming it back in my face. I was sick of letting fear hold me back. Grandad. Mad boy. You'll remember now. Yeah, now that your fear won't get back. That's it. I had to come up with a plan. I had to be like Jerry. And I had it. Tomorrow, I was going to show Kevin and everyone at that school that I was done being a nobody. Tomorrow, I was going to punch Kevin in his fucking face. The next day at school, the playground heat was blisteringly hot. My jaw was stiff from clenching with adrenaline. My heart was thudding like a drum. But it did not matter. Nothing mattered except the only thing that did. Settling the score with Kevin. But it was in the canteen when it all went down. I sat at that canteen table with my sausage bun cold and ignored in front of me. The clatter in the trays, the rustle of cutlery was background noise, just muted to the only thing that mattered. Kevin. But as I sat there, scanning from the crowds to the tables, back again, I couldn't see him anywhere. Kevin was nowhere to be seen. Maybe this was the universe finally throwing me a bone. Maybe I should just eat my sausage sandwich, drink my milk, and fuck off back to lessons. What was I even thinking? I just needed to go, and I started walking out. I made it as far as the canteen steps when behind me I heard N-P-B. But this time, I did not freeze. My breath did not catch in my throat, and my eyes did not fill with tears. I gathered up all the strength I could in my spindly little arms, and I shoved Kevin as hard as I could. Fuck off, Kevin, just leave me alone! But Kevin, being 3 times my size, dodged out the way, he raised his fist, so I managed to grab it. I pulled it out of the air, and fuck off, Kevin, you wanker! Kevin went falling down every step of the canteen stairs. Phil. 2 months. 2 months. That's how long I ended up sat at home on suspension for. Well, to be fair, I'm lucky I didn't get expelled. When Kevin snapped his arm falling down them stairs. Although, you should have seen the way he looked up at me. Although it did pale in comparison to the way he mum looked at us when I got home that night. David, I told you to twat him, not snap his arm, you chuffy brat. Sorry, but I spent that entire 2 months dreading the retribution I'd be getting from Kevin when I got back to school, and when I got there, absolutely nothing at all. So as it turns out, Kevin was so embarrassed I finally got one over on him, he left me alone. All the other kids, they left me alone too. I think they were just scared I'd be snapping their arms next. David the arm snapper, that's what they used to call me. Snip, snap, snap. The real change might not just come from inside of me. I was angry all the time. I was angry at me mum for bringing us to that small northern town. I was angry at me dad for being the callous to all. I was furious at Kevin for getting me more trouble than him. I was just sticking up for myself. But everything changed on in January, year 11, English class. Nice to see you, everybody. Hope you all had a nice Christmas. As you know, we're going to be going through some parenting. To get us started, we're going to be taking a look through Podcast by Mr. John Agard. So if that's a copy, pass it around. Halfcast by John Agard. I took my copy of the poem and started reading it again and again. The name leapt out to me, screamed to me. Everything else fell away. Excuse me, standing on one leg. See me, I'm half-cast. Explain yourself what you mean when you say half-cast. You mean when Picasso mixed the red and the green in my painter half-cast canvas? You mean when light and shadow mixed in the sky to paint a half-cast weather? But you must come back tomorrow with the whole of your eye, and the whole of your ear, and the whole of your mind, and I will tell you the other half of my story. That poem spoke to me in ways I'd never experienced before. It's like John Agard himself had ripped out through the page and grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and said, "You are not half a person. You are not a shadow. And your tale is just beginning." That night, it felt like my entire body had fallen away from me. Walking gave me no sense of my feet touching the floor. When I went to my room, after my mum's chippy tea, I sat on the edge of the bed with this feeling of sinking like a stone. I felt like I was being pulled upwards into space by a balloon and at the same time falling down into Earth. I had to get my mind onto anything else. I decided to log on to MSN Messenger.
Now then, Dave, we're out in the park with a few people from school and my cousins. And guess what? We got booze! See that?
I was hesitant, you know? We weren't my normal sort of people. I was desperate to try and get rid of the whirlwind in my head. So cautiously, I decided to start walking down to the park. Here it is, everyone! It's been coloured, mate! I told you it's about! It's our David, it's our Afcast, mate! Dave! Listen, mate, I don't want you to call me that no more. Well, why? Because of that shit fucking poem we read in English today. Oh, come on, mate. It's not like I'm just throwing a banana at you, is it? Come on. David, come on. Mate, I've been telling them you're one of the good ones. Come on. David, come on, my brother. David. Oh, you know what? You could just go and eat an Happy Meal then, can't you? So if you do want me to say something mean, I can do. Can't I, lads? I can tell him what my dad says every time he leaves our house. My name's David. I'm just a scouting party for all my coloured mates before they come and steal the English jobs. Fuck off back to Jamaica if you're going to be so sensitive about it, David. And that brings me to the final day of secondary school. 4 miserable years nearly over. Me and Lee kind of just fell apart that night in the park. I couldn't bear to look at him no more. I kind of felt like he felt the same way when I realised he'd removed me from his MySpace for me. The upside though is that I did eventually manage to end up buckling down my studies. Got some good grades in English, in drama. Who'd have thought? But before I left school for the final time, there was one British rite of passage left for me to go. Excuse me, do you want to sign my shirt? Yeah, no worries. Yeah, do you want to sign my shirt? Yeah, no, that's fine. Yours looks mint. I was someone I didn't particularly want to see just because I was riding those gigs. I'll sign your shirt if you want. Mate. Bury the hatchet, no that. Mate. Kevin called me mate in the 4 years I've known him. Yo, nice one. Cheers, mate. I guess some people can change, you know? There was one final person I saw just as I left those gates. Lee! I wanted to talk to him and see if I could try and resuscitate our friendship, but Lee! He knows anything, Lee! But he just turns to me and goes, my best mate. Our friendship reduced to the awkward upward nod us blokes reserve when we hold doors open for each other. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I was done. I had survived 4 miserable years in a shithole and I'd come out on top. Harry Potter ain't got shit on me. I'm the boy who lived. I was finally ready to move on with my life, finally ready to be the person I knew I was supposed to be, finally ready to become the... Sorry, did I? You know the one with me, my dad, where he where I got. No, sorry, no. Only I could reach back through the ether and tell that boy that everything would be okay. If only I could go back and tell him that every bruise, every tear, every bruise shed in the confines of that cramped apartment would not be for nothing. I would tell him that one day I would scream his story. I would tell him that the things that make him different will one day make him extraordinary. You just need to hold on a little longer for me, because I have got you. I will drag us through this mud. This heavy slugging silt will not hold you forever, and your tale will not end in a small northern town.
Poor old granddad, laughed at all his words. I thought he was a bitter man. He spoke of women's ways, the trap you